Welcome to Keith Gibson's Hot Shots. This week we're going to go over some tips about taking out the Texas Star in an orderly fashion, get through it, and not panic while we're shooting at it. What I see a lot of people do on the Star is they don't think about which target they're going to hit first. And what that translates into is movement before you want it. I don't care if the Star is facing so that the one target's all the way on the bottom or the one's all the way on top, but the one that's most centered is the one I'm going to want to hit first, because it's barely going to move when I hit it. We've got a static target there for at least a couple seconds before it starts rotating. And that's key, because you don't want to be wasting time chasing these targets around. You know, it can go well, or it can go really bad, and you'll spend all day long and all your ammo, especially since IDPA is limited to 18 rounds, just trying to clear the Star. And there's likely other targets to engage. So, keep that in mind. Alright, so let's say that you make a bad decision. Let's say you take one of the targets on the side first, and that thing starts swinging around. You may have to because of a non-threat or a swinger in front. I see a lot of people in the beginning stages of their shooting just running around that circle with it, and that's a recipe for disaster. If you hit the side and just leave your gun pointed there, the targets will come to you. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Keep it easy. The faster you get through this, the better, yes, but you want to run it clean too. So you come out of the hole, bang, whoops. I barely had to move my gun there. And what happened was the first three targets were all within a foot or so of each other. So the simpler you can make that stage, the better. Just keep it simple, leave your gun alone. Alright, so let's say that you have a really fast Texas Star, because they all swing a little bit different, and you made that bad decision, or you had to, and you shot on the edge of it. What we're going to do is spin it, just to simulate that you've got some craziness going on. And it can look really intimidating with all those targets. But the one thing you want to remember is, all you have to do is upset the equilibrium, and it'll slow way the hell down. So get on one, track it, take it, and watch what happens. It's just going to get out of rotation and start spinning slower. And suddenly it's a hittable target, and you don't really have to worry about running around the whole thing for every single one. Alright, so we've talked about a few different ways that we can attack the Star and how to stop it and how to throw it off balance, but rarely is the Star the only target in the game. So for this one, we're going to hit the Star, and then we're going to transition to another target. I named her Sheila, but she's going to take a couple rounds as well, just to show you that once you're done with that confusing target, forget about it. Snap your head to the next target, your gun will follow, and get rounds on that. You don't want to sit there and admire what you just did on the Star. So here we go. The whole key is getting your head over, get those shots on target, and be ready to take care of whatever you got to go hit next. The other most important part of shooting any steel, really, is the mental aspect of it. Now you've gone from these paper targets where you can blaze away and look like a hero, and nobody knows what you actually did unless they're going up to tape the targets or look at the score at the end. On steel, everybody knows what you're doing right away. And that's really intimidating, because if you're sitting there messing with this thing for the entire stage, even if they're not, all you're thinking is, man, I can't believe everybody's watching me, thinking what a knucklehead I am. So the key is, don't panic. If you get on a Star to a point of reload, which I see often, take that second. Take that mandatory break. Grab yourself. The Star's going to slow down a little while you're getting your head around it, and then engage it again. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Alright, I can't believe I'm missing this thing. Just get yourself back into the mental state that you can actually engage the target with an intelligent way. Okay, I'm going to take the target when it comes to my gun. I'm not going to chase it around. Get right back to where you started. Don't worry about what everybody else is thinking. They still have to go too. Alright, so you've seen us shoot a little bit today. I just want to talk real quick about the guns we're using, give you an idea in case you're in the market. What I'm using today, and always, is a SIG Scorpion. It's a 1911 made by SIG. It's really sweet. It's probably one of the smoothest actions I have ever felt. When my sponsor at R&R Tactical said, hey, you gotta try this gun, I took them up on it. Next thing you know, I'm in love with it, and I got 1,000 rounds through it in about a week and a half. Really smooth gun, nice crisp trigger pull. It's got an external extractor, so it shucks those rounds out. I've never had a failure to eject with it. I only had one failure to feed, and that was my fault because my reload stunk. But what I'm really impressed about with this 1911 is the accuracy. It's made to be a combat pistol, but it shoots a whole lot more like a competitive one. So what I'd like to do is run this against somebody else's gun, and then we can talk and make comparisons. Ray, why don't you come over here and show us what you're carrying today?
Hey.
How are you? Good to see you.
Hi, my name's Ray. I'm the owner of R&R Tactical Arms. What I'm carrying today, you'll see that it's totally safe, clear. This is a 6-hour P220 with a threaded barrel on it. This is a combat pistol also, but it's very accurate. It's 45 ACP, just like Keith's SIG Scorpion. That Scorpion is probably the most accurate gun I've ever fired, and Keith definitely shows you. You can see in the videos, it would say he's turning and burning with this thing. This is a very accurate gun also. Not up to probably not up to the Scorpion as far as accuracy wise. We'll see how she shakes out when we sit there and go head to head.
Well, yeah, Ray, we got a really cool target that Reaction Targets let us borrow. It's actually like a dueling tree that slides across. I think he calls it the rod runner, and it's just one of the neatest things I've ever seen. So we'll put these two together, see who comes out on top.
All right, good luck.
Cool. So we are about to face off SIG against SIG, but mine's the Scorpion. I'm supremely confident that it's more accurate. Those little flippers at the bottom are going to make it go side to side. And we actually gave the SIG, what do you have, the 226?
The 220.
The 220? We gave the SIG 220 just a little bit of a handicap, so it's starting closer to my side. If it touches that side, game's over, it'll stop. But we'll see how it performs. Range can go hot. All right, first shot's yours, Ray. Game over. SIG Scorpion once again.
Good job.
Alright, so to give all fairness to both guns, because I'm so biased against my Scorpion, sitting in that beautiful holster, I've got his SIG right here. And I'm going to give it a run on the Star. Now, you know, let's compare apples to apples and see what we end up with. Ray, if you can give up that beautiful piece of machinery.
Well, I don't like to actually give it up, but what's this for you? I will. SIG 220, 45 ACP, 10 rounds of 45.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Here we go. Alright. So we can't really complain about the SIG 220, at least for combat, but I mean, let's see what kind of accuracy does this thing even give. Not quite up to par. I like my SIG Scorpion better. All those would have landed in the head, but it's a good solid gun. It's made for combat, it's made for taking out bad guys, and you know something? It would do that perfect. I like the way that the 1911 sits in my hand, but as all 1911 shooters will tell you, that's just a preferred thing. The plastic pistol has a totally different feel to it, but it's a good solid gun. I don't think you can go wrong with either one. And of course, both the SIG and the 220 SIG, they both have those rails, so you get that nice attachment if you want. I think that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Tune in next week and we'll hit another tip.